Hey guys, welcome to the next episode of Ridgeback Rumble Talk. And today we have our athlete, star-studded individual, Graddy Kanku, number one. Grady, what's up?
I'm great, man. How you guys doing?
Awesome. We're all fantastic, man. So if you didn't know, Grady plays for the basketball team. Grady is studying communication and digital media studies, and he actually has some crazy stats this past season. We're talking to someone who averaged 20.4 points a game, 3.3 assists, 5.2 rebounds, 1.9 steals. This man just does everything. He was even in the OUA All-Rookie team, Freshman Athlete of the Year. You know, he's not a joke. Okay, this is someone that's a big deal. How did you feel when you got all those awards and when you saw your stats at the end of the season,
Honestly, it felt great. It felt really great to get all these awards, but I try to keep my head on the prize, my eyes on the prize. So it's more about the long run. I feel like these things are just kind of like in a way of where I want to be as a basketball player and as an athlete. So, but of course, it's great to get these awards and get recognized for your work. So that was good.
man? That's good, then. And you're also from Ottawa as well. Are you in Ottawa right now, too?
No, well, I'm not from Ottawa. They kind of messed up my hometown thing on the website. I'm actually from Montreal, but
Good.
I've been living in Ottawa for like the past 5 years.
Yeah.
So Montreal is actually my hometown, but Ottawa is still home to me. So
Oh, I feel you. Okay, great thing. Great thing you cleared that up then. So,
yeah.
what's one interesting thing about you before we get the party started, though? What's one fun fact that we should know about Grady?
I should think about me. I'm a really simple guy, to be honest. Um, but I'm more of an introvert than anything else. I like to be on
Really?
myself. I like to listen to music. I like to be in my own zone, my own space, and just clear my mind. Um, I like to go out at night. You know what I'm saying, and just yeah, I like to go out at night. Not do
Yeah.
crazy stuff though. Just like maybe hang with friends. Maybe I love to play Uno. I love that. I love to play Uno.
Mm,
So I love to play Uno and video games. Sometimes, not all the time, but at times I play video games as well.
yeah.
But most of the time, like I'm on the court grinding, and yeah.
I was blessed regardless. Honestly, I didn't even know. I mean, I thought you were that all out outgoing guy, but it's
Nah,
interesting to
nah,
see
nah.
that you
That
describe
that's
yourself
only
as
yeah.
that.
That's only on the court at times.
Mm.
Even at times, I get criticized because my coaches be saying that I need to be like more of a leader, so I need to be more vocal and stuff. But I'm still
Yeah.
working on it. But I'm more of an introvert guy for definitely. Yeah.
All right. Interesting. Okay. So we're going to talk some more about your Ridgeback season, some of the things that your coaches have said to you, some behind the scenes stuff that happens that we don't get to see from the
Yeah.
stand. But I'm just going
Yeah.
to warm you up with a little bit of a quiz, if that's okay with you,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
from your past season. Okay. So who was your very first OUA opponent during the regular season? Do you remember?
Your first OU opponent? It was what's Laurentian? Laurentian.
Yeah, that's good. Do you remember the
Yeah,
score of that
Laurentian.
game?
I don't remember the score of that game, but I know I had 25 points. That's what I remember. That's what I
Perfect.
remember.
That's good then. That's good. Okay.
Yeah.
So aside that, let's now look at some more positive things though. We eventually won one game, of course, during our very first season, which was a great moment, landmark. And who was that game against? And what was the score of that game? Do you remember?
I think it was 67-64.
Yeah, it was.
It was against Oguma.
Yeah. You have a
Yeah,
perfect
yeah.
memory. I like that.
And the,
That's
the
good.
thing, the crazy thing is, I actually don't have that. I don't have that as good as the memory you think I have. But I guess it just stuck in my mind. But yeah, it was against Oguma. I
It
remember.
meant that much to you, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's good. That's good. Okay, now I'm gonna talk quiz you about the NBA. Let's see if you know just this random fact. What team won the very first NBA game?
Yeah, I have no idea. I have no
Just take a
idea
wild
who's
guess.
first. A wild
Take a
guess. I say
yeah.
okay. Well, one of the oldest teams. I'm guessing Boston Celtics.
Oh no, it wasn't. It was New
It
York
wasn't.
Knicks actually.
New York Knicks. Damn,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
but close enough. Close
Yeah,
enough.
yeah,
All right. So let's say you might probably know this or might have heard of this before, but Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has the most points ever in the NBA. How
Mhm.
many points does he have though? How many points was he able to accumulate during his career?
I don't know exactly what it is, but I know it's 38,000 something. I think it's
Yeah,
38,600 something, but I'm not quite sure.
pretty close actually. You're like
Yeah.
200 points off. It was
Okay.
38,887.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Man, this guy's good.
That's crazy though, because I don't think he's sticking any threes. I think it was all like
Yeah,
around the
for the
basket. That's
paint.
crazy.
I know
Yeah.
that's pretty impressive. All
Hmm.
right, so let's talk a bit more about your Ridgeback season now. I want to start off with some of your teammates. I want to see how influential they were to your game or to the team as a whole in the style. There was one person who, right from the very first game or first game, caught my attention. That person is AJ Cummings, and
Hmm.
especially his 3-point shooting. What do you have to say about him as a player and what it's like to play with him?
Honestly, ages are. I love that guy. Like ever since we ever since we ever since the first practice, he was just he's not really energetic though. Like he's more of like a laid back kind of guy. But like
Mm-hmm.
he will his energy is genuine. Like if um he's positive and he's funny as well if you get to know him, and he gets like more comfortable as the season went on. He got more comfortable with the team, and he would let his voice be heard. But he's a really cool guy. I just met him this year too. So just
Really?
me and him, having that bond that we
Yeah.
have now is great. You know, it's gonna be great for the years that we have upcoming in this in the league. So yeah, I really rate that guy.
That's a good sign to see then. Would you say that his personality matches yours in a lot of ways?
Um, well, not really, because he's still young, right? So he has like
Yeah.
this like he's kind of like immature, but that's because he's still young, though. Like it's my young bull, though. I love him to death, you know. And yeah, we had some great time. We had some great time this year. You know,
Good.
it really felt like every time we were on the court together, we're clicking. And if I was to make a mistake or he was to make a mistake, it was one of those where it was like, okay, we made a mistake. Let's think about what we can do to fix it next time. And then whenever let's say he would get heated, I'll be there to be like, yo, just cool down, we got this. Or if it was the other way around, you'd be there to tell me, yo, we don't need all that right now. Just play a pure game. It can focus. It was vice
Yeah.
versa. So I was like, this is a great guy to have around for sure.
Definitely a fantastic teammate. You guys know how to keep each other in check for sure.
Yeah,
All
exactly.
right.
Yeah.
So I want to mention two words now. I want to see what's the first thing that comes to your head.
Hmm.
Amar Hassan and Chacos.
And Chaco?
Are you
Whoa.
surprised as to how I know that?
Oh my goodness, bro. Yo, this is crazy.
What comes to you?
Amar, okay, so this is what happened.
Yeah.
Amar was supposed we played um Russian roulette. So Omar was supposed
Ooh.
to pay for the meal, but he didn't pay for the meal. He ran away. Nah, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. But yeah, no, we there was one night. I think I don't remember exactly what it was. I think it was after a practice, and it
Yeah.
was like me, Jeanette, Nelly, and Amara, AB, and
Yeah.
yeah. So pretty much a couple of guys from the team, and went to eat at Chacos. We had a great time though. This is my first time over there, and I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely want to go there. But I want to go there like sometime in the future. But then COVID happened, and then like
Mm.
they were closed up and stuff. But yeah, I definitely want to go there again because it was a good experience. It was fun with be with those guys too out there.
That's good. I
Yeah,
mean, when I spoke with Amar, he's actually the one who told me about that, and he wanted me to
yeah.
ask you to see what your take was on that altogether. But
Nah, not. We had a great time. We had a great time over there. We had a great time.
nice. So that's like your team bonding thing. So I say
Yeah, yeah,
location.
yeah,
Perfect. Perfect.
yeah.
That's good though. So now talking about someone who's able to tie a lot of things together, I'm talking about your head coach. One thing that I noticed was a trend that a lot of people speak very highly of him as a person. Even people who don't even play for Ontario Tech, people who play for other universities even know about him. What do you have to say about Greg Francis?
Um, Greg, man, he's a great guy. When I first met him, I didn't even know what to expect because my mentor, Emil, was telling me
Yeah.
about him a little bit. Um, the year prior to the season starting, and he was telling me that he's because Emil, I played for Emil during one summer. It was like a summer league team that we had together and everything. So he was telling me that the coaching style is kind of similar. So I was like, okay, but at the end of the day, I had to go see for myself like what Greg was about, and I seen him, and I seen that I feel like he's really different compared to like any other coaches. To the and when I say different, I mean he's really calm. He's a really calm coach, and
Mm-hmm.
whenever he tries to explain something to you, he'll try to make sure that you understand, and he will go through everything and every option so that he makes sure that you will understand what he's saying. And
Yeah.
whenever we would mess up a play or mess up a situation, he will always try to find constructive words so that we don't knock ourselves out. It'll be one of
Yeah.
those where it's like, okay, we messed up this and that, whatever. Now let's think about the next step, blah blah blah, and just taking in that we had a season where we only had one win and like a lot of losses.
Yeah.
He was really patient throughout the whole process, just trying to find new ways to make us better as a team, and also individual players. He would bring some coaches to the gym to help us with our defense and a lot of stuff. So like he's really into it for real. Like he's really doing it
Yeah.
for so that we can get out of there better basketball players and also adults. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I do respect that a whole lot too. And then I noticed especially how compared to a lot of other coaches I've seen, not to throw shade at anyone, I love how you mentioned that charm of him being calm in any situation, even on the court. People can see that.
Right,
See when a lot of
right.
other coaches tend to just throw a fist or start shouting for
Yeah,
no reason. He's just super
right,
calm. I wonder how he's able to do that. And he's been able to construct the team more for the long term benefit, and you can see that growth that's gonna come eventually. So
right.
when I spoke to some of your other teammates and I was asking them two questions, I spoke about how what is one thing about your team that we as the fans haven't really gotten to see a whole lot yet, but you guys know that you're really good at this or you have potential to be fantastic at this. And what's one thing you feel, okay, we could improve on a whole lot in this aspect? And on both sides, one thing a lot of people mentioned that was underrated was the defense in the team. That we haven't really gotten to see the best of that yet. And another thing for improvement was just, I guess, the experience. We have a lot of young guys, a lot of people who haven't really had as much experience compared to the other schools. So for you, what would you say is that one thing that we're really underrated for? And what's that one thing that in the long term we can improve a whole lot on?
I will say definitely our energy on defense.
Yeah.
Um, it will it'll be one of those where it's like in practice we'll be so loud and so into it on defense because let's say at times we like do those drills where we'll get points of our defensive performance. So as a
Yeah.
team, who's the loudest, who has the most stops, and those drills just made us really try to get into it on defense.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're there. We're almost there, but we're just missing a couple of pieces, which is like the rebounding, defensive rebounding,
Yeah.
um, um, our energy on defense. So also communicate what's going on because we only most of the time it'd be one of those where let's say we have like two players talking and the
Yeah.
rest would just be like quiet. So if that's the
Mm-hmm.
case, then we can't really understand what's going on or know what's going on. But if we can fix those two things, defensive rebounding and energy, as well as talking on defense, then I think that that's how we live it. Because I seen ourselves in practice, like being very loud on defense and communicating everything that's going on, and
Yeah.
it's really hard. It's really hard to get to that kind of defense. So if we can manage to get all these pieces together,
Yeah.
I feel like that would be like the very like the next step. Because I feel like on offense, you kind of already got figured out where we have
Mm-hmm.
and we have some great upcoming guys coming to our team as well. So I feel
That's
like the
great.
offensive side is going to be already set up. It's really about what we're going to be doing on defense and all the rotations and that. So I feel like this is where we need to emphasize the most.
Perfect. I see that happening. I mean, that kind of defense is always a nightmare for anyone. But I want to put you through
Yeah.
something now. I want to take you through another quiz so we can jump into the next section. This is more
Okay.
about your sports and your lifestyle, the person kind of transitioning in a bit to your own more personal life. But first of all, I want to ask you these two things. Will you consider yourself a fashionista? first of all?
Oh,
Someone who
definitely,
really likes to
man.
dress up and all that.
I'm a fashion I'm a fashion icon for sure. Fashion icon for sure.
I read that.
Fashion icon for sure, man.
Let's go. Round of applause for you, man.
I know, I know, I
And
know,
then,
I know, I know, I know. A lot of people, a lot of other people hate on the tight jeans and the tight jogging pants, but it's because they don't see the vision. That's the reason why they don't see the vision.
I
That's the reason why.
respect that. Actually, I
Yeah.
have another thing to say. This was a heavily requested question for me to
Hmm.
ask you, and I'm pretty sure you might already be able to guess what it is.
Yeah, I know it is.
People have asked a whole lot. David, can you ask Grady this question? Why does he always roll up his shorts so much during games?
So it's a hashtag SSG, short
Mm-hmm.
shorts gang. So it's just how it is, man. That's how it has to be. When the shorts are too long, it
Yes.
clogs into the knees. It's just in the way.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's high, that's how it has to be. So,
True.
but people won't get it though. It's one of those where it's like it's just it's just all in the head. It's all in the drip.
I
Gotta
feel
stand
you. I
out.
feel
You know what
you.
I'm saying? Gotta stand out.
Not everyone will ever see the vision, man, but you see it
Yeah,
clearly,
yeah.
100%.
Well, but one day they'll follow the trend and they'll be like, I remember who started it. It was Grady. It was him
Number
who
one.
started it.
I
Yeah.
like that. And recently too, although we can't get to see it right now, but you won an award for best hair. What do you have to say about that, man?
Um. Honestly, it's just it was a long process. Going through the hair and everything. No, I'm just making this up. But no, honestly, it's great. Another word that I just won. So it's great. But yeah.
That's good to see, though. That's good. Okay, now I want to ask you some questions about your teammates too, just some very chill ones. I'll probably ask
Hmm.
you three questions. So,
Hmm.
who on your team is most likely to become a supermodel?
Supermodel,
Yeah,
supermodel, Amar.
Amar. Why?
His face is just structured like a model. Like his face is just square and his jawline is so like defined. It's like if there was anyone, it has to be him. It has to be
Like,
him.
okay, perfect.
It has to be
So,
him.
who else? Who on your team is most likely to win an Oscar?
An Oscar,
Yeah,
like comedian or funny or
I guess. Yeah, let's extend it to that. Someone who's just
Nelly,
dramatic. Nelly.
Nelly, Nelly,
Everyone's
Nelly,
been saying that. That's
Nelly, Nelly.
hilarious.
Nelly is one of the funniest guys I've met in my life. He's one of the funniest guys I've met in my life. And then the funny thing, when I first met him, I didn't even know he was funny like that. But then just living with him and throughout the
Yeah.
season, yo, he used to he even made like all the coaches full. He would
Yeah.
make jokes at practice and everyone would just be crying, man. It's crazy.
Oh my days. Okay.
Yeah, man.
I have this last one. Last one. Who is most likely to write a book in your team?
Right, Boomer's team. I would say Jeanette.
Janap. Why?
He's very intellectual. He's one of those guys where like I feel like if there was anyone on my team who write a book, it would be Jeanette.
Mm,
He'll be
this is
Jeanette.
my journey.
He's really,
My OUA journey by
yeah,
Janap
yeah,
Kumar.
and then he will be like he will have like great ratings for that book for sure.
I read that. I read that.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm going to talk a bit more about you now as a person,
Hmm.
though. First things first, you have a very unique username on Instagram. Actually, can you explain that? What does that even mean?
So pretty much it's just SVD underscore tree and tree stands for the hair.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how I came
That's
up
his
with it.
signature.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So what does the SVD stand for then?
Um, it doesn't stand for anything in particular. I was just trying to find something that can go with it, and I was like
Mm-hmm.
SVD, and I was like, oh, that's pretty good, and then I just put it on, and then
Slap
it
it onto
worked,
the
and I was
tree.
like, yeah, then it worked. So I was like, yeah, I like this, I like it this way, and I kept it.
Perfect, perfect, man. Okay, who on the team would you say you hang out with most often?
Hang out with most often,
Yeah,
AB, um, Patrick,
yeah.
Petty, boy Petty, AB Petty, Nelly. Yeah, man. We always
Personally, has
yo,
to be this.
yeah. Um, the other guys, uh, out of my household, I would say, uh, AJ would be together at times. Um, Amar too, because he went there was a couple times when we went out to eat, and Jeanette, yeah,
Nice.
Jeanette, yeah,
That's good to
yeah.
see this.
hmm
So, out of everything, of course, that means you have a very strong social life. So, how were you able to then balance school, balance your varsity sports and basketball team, and balance your social life? What's the magic formula to do that?
Well, um, it was just one of those where it was like, so pretty much what I would do, I would come in, depending on depending on the practice schedule.
Yeah,
So, I would come in the morning and get a quick workout, shoot either before practice or just be there in the morning and just shoot.
yeah,
And then let's say if we have a practice later on, I'll just come to the practice. And then so I would come in the morning and shoot, and then I will most of the time I practice in the morning, so I will come in the morning and shoot, go to practice, and then I have to go to class. I like
yeah,
in the afternoon, so then I go to class, and then I have like pretty much the entire rest of the day for myself. So
yeah,
which was great. So I could just go home or just go to school and just do my homework, do whatever I need to do, get that out of the way, and I'm back on the court and maybe like run some threes, some 4-on-4s, maybe just shoot, maybe just work on my handles. And that was pretty much that. But it was really a problem for me. People in my life understand that I'm trying to go places. So it
yeah.
was one of those where it was like if I wasn't able to answer anyone or just have a conversation, mention a conversation, it would be like like if that was to happen, I would like try to call you maybe at night and then we can talk for like a little while till I have to go to sleep, to get ready for the next day. But I
Yeah,
didn't really have any trouble with social life this year. It was I think I kind of figured it out and I kind of managed it pretty well. So yeah,
that's good, man. This guy is just good at
yeah.
everything. I
Uh,
mean, what
trying
can
to,
Graddy
man.
Kanku do?
Trying to, man. It's hard. Trying to.
Respect. So actually, let's then backtrack a bit then. Since I just made that comment, and of course, basketball is your main sport that you do. But are there any other sports that you're into at the same time
No, I'm
that
not.
you used to play before?
Well, when I was growing up, I liked soccer,
Mm, interesting.
but it was just like like it was like I would play like during dinner time or like whenever we had free time at school, but it was
Yeah.
never something that I was like, you know what, I want to like try for this team and not. Like it was never
No.
to that point. It was just for fun because like I had a lot of people, but it was more and like where I was living in Montreal, the area I was living in, it was more like soccer than basketball.
Yeah.
Like basketball wasn't really like taking that serious. And then I was like, okay, I don't really have any interest for that. But whenever there was something about basketball, I was like the first one to. I was trying to be the first one to make sure that I get my spot or whatever. And
Nice.
then it just carried on throughout the years. Now I'm here. Yeah,
Great. So basketball has always been a day one thing for you. So that
yeah,
means doing varsity sports in university was almost like a no brainer for you. You just
yeah.
went straight for it. That's
hmm
great then. I mean, that shows that your heart is 100% there. Nothing else
Yeah,
after
it
that.
is. 100%. Yeah.
That's great. So now let me have a quick rapid fire session with you. Just gonna
hmm
ask you a bunch of random questions just to
Okay.
see what your take would be on that. So
Okay.
first of all, would you rather coach a college basketball team or an NBA team?
Mm, a college basketball team
Why? I want to get your take on this.
because I wanna before making a jump into like an actual NBA players, I want to get experience first from college teams, see how it goes, see how it goes, and see if I want to maybe carry it on into the NBA because college and NBA is really different, and I feel like
Yeah,
not only for like the players, but I feel like also for the coaching staff and how like the whole management works.
yeah,
So I feel like I would need to get some experience first from the college level to then be able to carry on into the NBA level in the future.
that's good. That's good then. So you would much rather work with developing talent than work with ready-made talent right off the bat.
Yeah,
You want to learn, go through that phase.
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect, perfect. So now I have another one for you. Would you rather lead the league? I'm talking about the OUA in points or in assists.
Good points.
In points. I like that.
I love
So,
scoring, man. I love scoring.
oh, this is beautiful. I still remember all those dunks he used to do randomly, just with ease during the game. Respect that.
Yeah,
That's good.
I love to score. I love to score. Appreciate that, man.
How do you feel? Let's say you're going on a fast break, and maybe you steal the ball from the point guard. You're down the lane, and you're about to go for that dunk, and everyone's cheering you on. What is going through your head at that point in time? I want to get a snapshot.
Mm, well, honestly, it kind of feels natural because I've kind of been doing it for a while. But it feels good though whenever you do like a great play, and
Yeah.
then they gets everybody hyped up because like for my vision,
Yeah.
whenever let's say I get a dunk or whatever, it feels like the room is shaking for some reason. Yeah, I feel like the room is shaking and it's like, whoa, what's going on? And then you just feel
That's
hyped up.
crazy.
I try to keep my emotions together, but at times I tend to like, just maybe scream a little bit, just do whatever.
You got to, man. Let out the energy.
Yeah,
So it's like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's like in 2K when you can move your controller and then start shaking the screen when someone's about to make a free
Yeah,
throw.
exactly.
Is that what it feels like?
This is exactly what it feels like. After you look a great play,
Yes.
or like a dunk or whatever, it goes like it feels like the room is just shaking, and you see your teammates with like a highly expression on their face, and you're like,
Yeah.
whoa, okay, that was really big. Yeah,
You
it's
just did
nice.
something massive. Okay.
Yeah.
I have this. I have the last few ones then in terms of this quiz. So first things first. Would you? Let's say this is the finals of the playoffs, and you're in the last 3 seconds. Someone passes the ball to you, just a random teammate, and no one is guarding you. Like nobody's literally on you whatsoever. Would you rather airball a 3-pointer where you have time to set yourself and take the shot, or miss an open layup when no one is guarding you? And that's the game winner.
I'd rather airball 2-pointer.
Why?
Imagine missing a layup, man. Come on. This is what you start with when you first play basketball. They
Yeah.
put you in two lives and then they say, okay, you guys want to go and make this amount of layup and then you can go to the next drill. This is what they put you through, man. Imagine missing that. This is, man.
It's
Nah, I
like
can't.
basic fundamentals. Okay.
That
So
will hurt. That will hurt for a very long time. That will hurt for a very long time.
the 3-pointer, you can easily just wait that up. Like, okay.
Yeah, yeah. To partners,
Okay.
whatever, Like Kobe, in he had this one playoff moment when he like in the very first few years in the
Yeah.
league where he airballed like two three-pointers, and
What?
and it was yeah, he airballed two three-pointers for like I think it was against the Jazz. I don't remember exactly what was the scenario, but I think it was in the playoffs, and then he missed like two three-pointers. He airballed them, and then he just got over it. The following year, you guys legs stronger, and then he just came back stronger. So it was like it was whatever. But the layup, man, like
Yeah,
whoa,
you just don't.
no, no,
Okay. So this is an interesting one. Let's say this is a major game, like all the House of Highlights, I don't know, Ballers Life, Canada hoops, North Pole hoops, whatever, everyone is watching, all the cameras on you. And you're guarding a player, or you're in the paint trying to box out someone, or someone who's trying to score on you. Would you rather get crossed out by the same players 3 times in that game, or get dunked on by the same players 3 times in that game?
crossed over
Cross why?
because
Like you
I got
fall
crossed
down on
over.
the ground and your ankle's broken, everything.
Yeah, I got crossed over in the past before, and it didn't feel as bad as getting dunked on. It didn't feel as bad as getting dunked. I got dunked on once,
Yes.
and I was like, I didn't even believe it just happened. Like it was crazy. I got crossed over, and I was like, whoa, whoa, and I was like, okay, whatever. But getting dunked on,
Yes.
that's a whole different feeling, man. It's crazy.
That's
It's
embarrassing to
crazy.
another level.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
crazy.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. So let's wrap up with this then. Grady Kanku away from the basketball court, away from school, in fact. an average day. Let's even just say during the summer when you're done with your workouts and everything else, and you want to chill off. You started speaking about that a bit at the start of the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of summarize that a bit more. How are you like away from all of that stuff? The side of you we don't get to see.
Um, I like to be in my room. You know what I'm saying? Listen to music. I love to listen to music. I love music. I think if you ask the players around or just anybody around, I always have my pair of headphones on or whatever. I listen to music. I have to be in my own zone. I like to go on late night drives and just go out to eat. Um, Playing Uno like I said before. But that game is tricky though because it breaks relationships too. But you just have to be able to just not take it as deep, But it's crazy though. But yeah, but just like those kind of stuff, man. I just like to be with myself most of the time and just think about what I can do to better myself and such and such. But yeah, this is what I pretty much do, man. It's nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Music, going out at night, going to eat. I love food, so it's one of those. And yeah, it's pretty much what I'll be doing.
Food brings everyone together, man.
It does. It does, man.
So true. Bring it. Talking about bringing everyone together, then what role would you say your family has played in terms of your career or even just your life altogether?
Well, it's kind of tricky because my mom, for example, she didn't really like took in like how good I was as a basketball player until like grade 11, grade 10. That's because I got like a couple of mixtapes that went out, and like I got like some people that were posting me and stuff. And at first she didn't really know like that was good. I was telling her like, yeah, I did this and that. She was like, oh, I'm proud of you. No, 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 no. But she didn't really take in, what it was. And then when she's actually seen like some of my tapes and this and that, and the tape that I dropped this year, she was like, oh my goodness, it's actually really good. And then then it was just one of those. It was like whenever it was basketball related, she was like, yeah, you can go. But that was when I was younger though, because now like I just do whatever I need to do. But like when I was younger, it was like when she first started to say like, yeah, like Grady actually like he's actually a basketball player. Then it was like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever he needs that's basketball related, I need to make sure I can get it for him and stuff like that. And she asked about like how my body feels, and she gives me if my body feels like any kind of way, she would tell me do this, that, and also she will give me like massages and stuff. And my sister also supports me. My siblings, they look up to me a lot. My young bulls, they look up to me a lot.
Nice.
Yeah, so my brother always asks me to train him and stuff, but sometimes I don't have the time. But I try to give him as much time as I can, but it's hard, man. But yeah, but my brothers, they sometimes they be dissing on the low, but just like because like we're brothers, right? So they be dissing on the low, but yeah, they be dissing on the low, but like they know that whenever if we were to like play 1-on-1 or even 2-on-1, them two against me, like I'll just bully them, But it is what it is, Young bulls will never win. It is what it is, though. Yeah.
Sure. Young dreamers. I mean,
yeah, man. They'll never learn.
Go. It is what it is. Then. So that is the very last one I have. I just kind of thought of this since you mentioned your love for music. What would you say is one artist that is very underrated but isn't popular? And who is one artist that is popular, maybe a mainstream artist, but is still very underrated, in your opinion?
So right now I'm listening to like a lot of so I got a chance to meet a couple of people in Ottawa that are upcoming artists. One of them was a rapper that I really like, but he died recently in a shooting. His name was Metro. He was upcoming. He was really good. He was an upcoming artist. If you see if you write FTG Metro on YouTube, you'll see his songs, and he has a couple of peers that are really good too. They have like a whole like a squad pretty much. So I want to give this is for my city though. So I want to give a big shout out to FTG Metro, Toca Dinero, and FTG Reggie.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to another artist also that's really close to me. Not only him but also his family. Solace. Who else? And that's pretty much those that I listen from Ottawa here. Besides that, I don't really listen to any like Toronto rappers or Montreal rappers like that. And I don't really, because I don't really know them. Like I heard a couple of names, but I just never really like took the time to actually listen to whatever they have out there. But these are the ones that I know from my city, and I'm pretty sure they will soon blow up because they have some really good sounds. Mainstream artists that are really good. Just like the ones that I listen to, or just
the ones you listen to, yeah.
Okay. So, Drake, Lil Baby. I love Lil Baby. Lil Baby is great. He really is great. I love Future. AJ
loves Lil Baby as well.
Sure. Yeah, AJ. Yeah, man. You know, see, this is the connection I was talking about. It's where it starts. Lil Baby, Gunna, man, and yeah. I can't think of any other one. I don't know why, but I love A Boogie as well. But yeah, I listen to like a very wide variety of artists. So it's really hard to just put them all together right now. But like I love a lot of artists, you know. But these are like my kind of my main ones that I listen to like on a daily basis. So these will be the guys I listen to.
I rate that. I love how you even shouted out guys from your city too. That was unexpected. So that was a good one too. For sure.
Right.
I'll go check out those guys too. And so finally now, what is your parting message to everyone? What's that shout out you want to give, that last word? And you can even throw in some French in there too. You told me you speak French as well. So I guess your French community to everyone. Just mix it in.
The thing is, I don't think the audience is ready to hear the French. You know, it's crazy out here. But I want to give so many people I can give shouts to, man. Like this journey has been fun. A lot of downs, a lot of ups as well. So I'll give a shout out to Ish. This is my strength and conditioning coach. He's been there for a while now. He's been helping me get my body right. I want to give a shout out to my mentor Emil. I want to give a shout out to the entire coaching staff at Untitled Tech for dedicating their time to helping us get better. Greg, Deluxion, Coach Crowdis, Rob, I remember just him and Deluxion would get me in the gym in the morning and just train and just work me out and stuff. That was great. Shout out to my teammates at Untitled Tech. Shout out to Coach Mike from Ottawa U as well. And this summer he's been trying to help me get myself right. Shout out to him. Shout out to anybody else out there that I play ball with and that I'm playing ball with right now in the summer and pushing me to get myself to get better and stuff. Shout out to my cousin, JD. He just recently signed he's playing in at SIU. It's in D1 college in the States. So shout out to him as well. He's been pushing me, helping me get myself better, you know, every day. Shout out to AB, shout out to Pid, shout out to Nelly, man, shout out to AJ, shout out to Amar, man, shout out to Booty. Man, there's so many people I can shout out right now. It's crazy, man. It's just crazy. But yeah, man, this is most of it. But yeah, if I keep on going, we'll never stop, man.
That's true.
Yeah, it will never stop. But yeah, also shout to those auto rappers that I mentioned before.
Yeah,
they really be going hard in their craft, and that's what it's all about, you know. Even though we don't have the same path, I feel like if you stay focused and are doing what you're doing, you will get what you deserve. So that's what it's all about. So that's all for the shout outs, man.
That was good. So
yeah.
Good, I respect. It reminds me of J. Cole's last song on 2014 Forest Hills Drive, the one that's like 14 minutes long, where he literally shouts out everyone in the book. That's
yeah. Yeah, but yeah, if I keep on going, man, it's still because like I've been having had so many people like helping me shape myself to the person I am today. So it's like, man, if I was to just go to Apple, it would be too crazy, man. Too crazy.
It's all good. It's all good. We still see you show the love on the court, and everybody will know that definitely you care about them regardless, even if your name wasn't mentioned. But still,
definitely.
Like that. All right. Thank you so much, Grady. Merci beaucoup. I have to throw that in there. And
all right. Merci pour ton temps. Thank you for having me, man. Have a good one as well, man.
Wait, what does that mean?
You hear the French? I said merci pour ton temps. So pretty much I'm just saying like thank you for your time, you know, for having me and stuff. It's great, man.
Yeah. Ah, c'est bon, c'était bon. I know a little
Okay, I
bit.
see. Yeah, I see a little French out there. Yeah,